Long sleeve polos are probably my most worn item this time of year. They look great with a pair of jeans, with a pair of high-waisted trousers, and for me, they're a fantastic alternative to wearing a shirt under a suit as well. They're just that perfect lightweight knitwear that you can layer on top of without getting that extra bulkiness. So I've put together 14 of my favourite brands that do long sleeve polos. There are lots out there, so I may have missed some out, so apologies if I have. Do drop them in the comments though if you've got any experience with others. But before we do jump into it, I'd just like to ask if you get anything from the video, if you can hit the like and subscribe button. Check out archeryonwards.com and sign up to the Substack, the guidance as well. Which is a newsletter I send out with regular links to pre-owned items I find. So I put a big list together 2 or 3 times a week with my favourite pieces that I find from all like the resale sites that they're just some great deals. So once they're gone, they're gone. So it's great to act fast. I also put together links to items that we discussed in these videos and some general ramblings as well. So I'll put a link in the description. But enough about that. Let's get into these long sleeve polos. Right, so first up we have the polo that I'm wearing right now. So this is one I opened up on a video about a month ago. So this is from Trunk. This is their navy one. It's a merino knit long sleeve polo. It's called the Enford. You can also find this in grey, brown, and then also like a greeny grey as well, which is a really interesting colour. So something a little bit more light as a colour palette. And these go for £225. So pretty reasonable in terms of the price range for these items, because these are really well manufactured pieces. And actually another reason that I really love these is because of the materials they're made from, that they do keep you cooler when it's warmer and also warmer when it's cool as well. So it's just one of the reasons that I love these things, because with the wool it just has that great property to it. Next up we have Buck Mason with their Como Cashmere long sleeve polo. This comes in their sandalwood color and then also natural as well. So I haven't owned one of these ones themselves, but I've owned cashmere knitwear from Buck Mason, and I'm just a huge fan of it. And we can see from like the reference images, it's got a really nice structure to it, a good sized collar. You've got some, I think they're sort of like horn buttons as well, which is a really nice detail just to add some like visual interest in there. So also the color palette I really like. I think they do some like navy ones, but I really do like these sort of like beigey tones, because they just add something a little bit different, and it's very in keeping with Buck Mason as well. And this is these go for $198. So next up we have Sunspell, one of my favorite brands in terms of like t-shirts and polos as well. They just do like the basics really well. They're well made, and for this one I've picked out like a similar one to the Buck Mason one, where I've gone for the cashmere polo shirt in, well, you can get them in several colors. You can get them in this oatmeal, which again is quite similar to the one we looked at before, but with a bit more of a visual texture to it. You've got a bit of a shorter elastication to the sleeve and the hem as well, but this is, yeah, a bit more of a reserved version. So if you didn't like, if Buck Mason was maybe a little bit more, the proportions were a little bit more larger for you in terms of the cuff and in terms of the collar, this is a bit more of a toned down version. So if you prefer that, which could just be something that would look a little bit easier under a suit. So if you're planning to pair it a little bit in a little bit more of an unstated way, this might be the better option for you. Again, comes in several colors. You've got like truffle, you've got oatmeal, black, navy, so you've got all like the main colors in there. I think every one of them is really nice. You've got like a green color in there as well, but yeah, again, this is just a little bit more muted down, and this is £395. The next up we have the brand I associate with Sunspell so much, because they just make really good items in a similar fashion to Sunspell, but with a very subtle differences, but they're quite big when you actually compare the two. So here I've pulled out the Cotswold extra fine merino wool polo shirt. So I hadn't gone for like cashmere or anything, but I thought we'd do something a little bit different here. This is £245. John Smedley's polos I really like. They come quite slim, so whenever I bought ones in the past, I've had to be quite careful. I don't know about the new sort of like newish range, but definitely in previous lines I normally wear like a medium, but I found I might have to size up for them, because they do come a little bit snug if you do have a bit more of a chest or like broader shoulders. It's just something to be aware of. And they do have like a longer placket as well, which I quite like to mix it up. Sometimes you want something a little bit narrow, but then sometimes you want to be a little bit slutty, open some buttons up, and wear it a little bit looser. So as I say, these are two brands that do similar items, but they're just quite big differences in the little subtle details in there. It just depends what you fancy. So definitely worth trying on both if you're going between the two. For our next one, we have Luca Faloni. So this is a brand that I've been aware about for a while, and I had a couple of their linen shirts over the summer, and I was so impressed with them. I plan to be next summer I plan to get a few more in different colors, because I think they just nail the fit right. I think they have got the really lovely color palette to them as well. The feel of the material is beautiful. And when it comes to their polos, in a similar way, they've got like a really nice color palette. You have a lot of options. For instance, the one I picked out here is a silk cashmere, so obviously super soft. But you've got browns, blues, greys, and then if you did want to go for a little bit something. If you want to go for something a bit more punchier, you've got kind of like a mustard or a rust colour. So if you're into having a bit more of a range in your colour palette, Luca Faloni could be for you. And as I say, so silk cashmere, it's going to be very soft. It's quite figure hugging, this one. And these are £325. The fit's not for you. They do have some other options. Like they have a silk cotton polo. I think it's the Amalfi polo, which seems to be a little bit looser, a little bit flowier as well. So for our next brand, I think it's the most expensive, but I wanted to put this in here as an option because I managed to get one of these on Marked for a really good price. I think it was £100 or £120. And this is Lardini's navy polo shirt with a structured collar, and they go for £400 online. But again, yes, it is a lot of money, but they're really well constructed pieces. Again, the one I got was worn previously. It was in really good condition. It wears really well, and I'm very impressed with it. And I like this bit of a structured collar also. But again, it does come with a bit of a price of £400. But if you have the budget, why not? Another brand that I had a navy polo of is Altea. This is a brand that I don't see out and about too often, but it's one that I found out about, I think it must have been from Mr. Porter. I think they did some content about it a little while, 2 or 3 years ago. And I had one of the first items I had in the Archer and Wood store was a navy wool chore jacket. And I was so impressed with it. It took a lot for me to let it go. I just absolutely loved it. I just felt that the depth of the blue that it had, the hue, was just so deep and rich. And the material just felt so nice and comfortable that the brand's really stuck with me in a way that I'm always keeping an eye out for things of theirs. And I managed to get a long sleeve polo of theirs recently, a navy one, which it's up there with one of my favorites. It's got quite a wide spread of a collar, so it will sort of like flop open, a longer sort of placket. But I quite like that sometimes too, especially when wearing it under the suit. They just sort of sits underneath. It looks a little bit loose, but I personally, I just really like the way the materials feel and the fit of it as well. It is a little bit figure hugging, so if that's not your thing, you might want to go for something a little bit looser. But the ones I picked up here online is this one from Mr. Porter, and it has this sort of open collar to it as well. So if you're one that doesn't like buttons showing, I don't know many people that don't like buttons showing, but if you are one of those people, then this might be the one for you. And these are £345. So next up with Finamore, and this is their Orlando cotton cashmere polo shirt, and these are £275. My experience with these, really like them. They're very different. So they've got a kind of cutaway collar to them and button cuffs as well. So it just gives you something a little bit different. It feels like you're wearing a bit more of a sort of a shirt in a way when you're wearing them. But I do also find them a little bit more difficult to pair them with a suit sometimes. Like this, you have to get it right. So cutaway collar can be a detail that people really like or they really don't like. But I like it as a bit of variety. The texture of them can be quite lightweight, and I do like the addition of the button cuff as well, just to give me something a little bit different. But I tend to roll up my sleeves anyway, so it doesn't actually matter too much. One other point that people may or may not like is the buttons. So they've got this kind of like mother of pearl buttons, but with a very yellowy hue to them. They've got a very strong yellow hue to them on both the ones I've got and the ones I can see in this photo. Again, not something that bothers me. They do show up quite a bit, but that is just like personal preference. The ones that are more similar to Finamore are Fideli. And they have a similar sort of cutaway collar. These ones are just a pure cotton, and so a little bit more coarser. But again, similar in their sort of styles, but a little bit more toned down with these. So we can get these in a cotton jersey material, and you get them in like a sort of a charcoaly grey, a light blue, a navy, and a green as well. So again, these are a little bit more toned down. The colour's a little bit more blunt, a little bit more muted, so that could be more your thing. And again, these come with a mother of pearl button, but these are a little bit more muted as well. You don't get that sharp sort of like yellowy tone to them. So next up we have Berg & Berg. Now this is very different. So I actually put this in here before I saw the new line. They don't do the sort of regular long sleeve polos from what I can see currently, but they have put forward these sort of like wool cashmere chunky knit polos. I wouldn't actually normally put this in the list that we've gone through today because it's quite a different design to what we've been looking at, but I like Berg & Berg's polos, so let's just have a look at it while we're here. So this is a reimagined merino cashmere polo featuring a refined collar and a timeless classic silhouette. So you can see they've gone super like almost, I wouldn't say oversized, but nearing oversized with their collar, with the I wouldn't say the structure of it was necessarily oversized, but it's got a bit of heft to it. Also, what I quite like about it is that it looks to be quite cropped, like Natalino have done with their knitwear over the last sort of few seasons, which I really like, especially as a shorter guy. It really helps me out, not having that extra material. Overall, I do like this. Again, this would be harder to pair with like a suit, but way easier to wear with like a pair of jeans as a standalone piece of knitwear. So ultimately, I do like it. I like the colours. I think we've got browns, we've got navy, you've got like a very like opal pistachio is what I call it, sort of green, and cream as well. So an interesting take on polos, and these are £280. October editions are next. Last year I had a brown knitted polo for theirs, which I really liked, and this year they seem to be doing something a little bit different. So the one thing I would have liked on their polo last year would be like a little bit more of a bigger collar, which I think they're doing now with this one here. So this is their jawline polo. It's got a bit of a stripe detail to it. I think it's a crew collar, bigger collar to it, and a bit more of a relaxed fit. So like teetering towards like a rugby polo essentially, and these are £110. So definitely one of the more affordable ones on the list. It's very rare that we miss Drakes of the list, and we're not going to miss them off this time. So this is a grey merino wool knitted polo at £345, and I really love the tone of this grey. It would look so good with like a nice mid-tone pair of jeans, or with like a full sort of charcoal suit as well. They do also do it in a navy, and they have it also in black. So you've got a couple of different other options, and just typical Drakes, just well-made items with really nice proportions to them that would look great with most things. Another more affordable one we have is our Sket, and this is their long sleeve polo at £85. So this is just a nice solid navy polo that won't break the bank really. It's made from 100% organic cotton. It's kind of like a mid-weight material, and yeah, at that price you can't really go too far wrong. As you can see from the photos, it's got a decent sized collar to it, a nice sort of like medium fit. It's not too tight, it's not too loose or baggy, and one that's definitely worth trying out. And finally we have Anglo-Italian with their probably one of the most stylized ones of the lot really. So we've got this really large button down collar, a chest pocket, we've got button cuffs as well, and this comes in at £145. So not really bad in terms of a price, and it's something that I think is really interesting in terms of the style. I love the collar, the roll of the collar, the deep placket, and it's just something really interesting, and a nice sort of like jump down in sort of formality to like wearing a shirt, for instance. So I think these also look really good as it is here in the photo, like tucked in, but also a bit more untucked with like a pair of jeans and a pair of loafers as well. But anyway guys, there were my 14 brands for long sleeve polos. As I say, if I have missed any off that you've had experience with, do drop them in the comments. Remember to check out archeryonwards.com and sign up to the Substack The Guidance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.